I'm sure you've had this experience where you do a breathwork session or you have some kind of healing session and you have all these awarenesses and you have a shift in perspective, but then you just go back to your life and nothing really changes and everything just kind of goes back to what it was. Today, I'm going to show you how to take that information, that perspective, that energy shift that you get from a breathwork session and integrate it to create actual changes in your life. So we're going to base it off of my video that I made last week, which was breathwork to release trauma from the body. So if you haven't done that yet, I suggest doing that either before or after you watch this video, because I'm going to be referencing that. But that video is a great place to start because it really guides you to get into the body and bring awareness to where you're holding things in the body. After you do a breathwork session, specifically this one, you will most likely be aware of certain areas in your body where you're holding tension or stress, and you are able to use the breath to relax those areas and start to bring awareness to what exactly you are holding there. Because it's not just random tension, or it's not just from, having tight hips or maybe carrying a bag on your shoulder. Yes, those things can exacerbate the tightness and stress there and trauma there, but it all starts with an emotion. And I truly believe that every single symptom that we have in the body can be traced back to an emotion or an unprocessed thought. When you learn how to recognize what those things are and then work with them on the level of the body, but also using the mind to pinpoint where that started and start to change the thought, then you can really start to create a real permanent shift. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. After you do the breathwork session, the first thing that you want to do is start to cultivate a new level of awareness. So much of this work, if you really want to create a change, is around awareness, bringing awareness to things that you were not aware of before so that you can create a change. You're going to take the awareness that you cultivated in the breathwork session. So say you noticed there was a tightness in your neck, right? There was a constriction in your neck. And most likely that would be around not feeling like you can express yourself authentically, not feeling like you can say your truth. If you notice there was that tightness in your neck during the breathwork session, and then you were able to send the breath there and maybe experience some kind of movement around it, now the next thing you want to do, and I'm going to share 3 steps with you today. The first one is around awareness. So going about your day, I want you to, every time you remember, and as many times as you can, just bring awareness to that area and just notice how it feels. And if you do notice that tightness, notice what's going on around you. What are the circumstances you're in? Who are you talking to? What are the thoughts you're having? And just start to clock that stuff and bring awareness to it. And then if you can, breathe for anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes and send your breath there and see if you can let that tension release. So that's the first step, just a regular practice of bringing awareness. Now, the second thing you want to do when you have a moment is you're going to do some journaling, and you're going to journal as if you were the pain. So the pain that you're feeling, that constriction or that tightness, you want to go into it and journal as if you're expressing what it has to say, right? And I know that sounds a little abstract, but you'll be surprised if you just tune into it and you start writing. You'll be surprised at what comes out. There's going to be information there that you most likely have not thought of before. You want to do that maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Tune in to that pain, that constriction, that sensation, and just journal as if you're journaling from it. What does it have to say? What is it trying to tell you? What is the message that this pain is telling you? What is the energy that is being held there? Right? And that's what you want to journal about, right? So do that a few times, and that's going to start to show you what is actually being held there, so you can work with it on the level of the mind, not just the body. And you can start to trace it back to, well, where did this start, right? If I believe subconsciously that it's not safe for me to authentically express myself, where did I learn that? Where did I create that belief and why? And then you can start to dismantle it. And then the last thing is when you have that feeling, right? When you feel that constriction or you feel that trigger or you feel any sort of emotion or thing come up in life, right? It doesn't just have to be that. The practice is to get out of your head, not go into a story about this person did this and this is why I feel this way and this situation is causing me to feel this way. You can do that, just not right now. All I want you to do is stop, drop into your body, and take 5 deep breaths and let the energy move. Because a lot of times, all that's happening is you're having feelings come up that are suppressed or trapped in the body, and they're being triggered by the situation in front of you. And if you allow yourself to simply feel the feelings instead of suppressing them by trying to figure out what's going on or blaming somebody else or blaming the situation, if you just drop in and feel the feelings, they will move and you will create a shift, and you will most likely have a new level of awareness as to what is going on. Plus, you will start to build capacity to feel, to stay in your body, and to be present with yourself and other people. And that is going to change the way you show up in every single area of your life, because instead of blocking relationships, blocking intimacy, getting angry at other people, not feeling safe around other people, you will be able to stay in your body, stay present, tell the truth about how you feel, set appropriate boundaries, because so many people think boundaries are just telling someone that you're not available to do something. That's not really what a boundary is. A boundary is energetic, and you can only set an energetic boundary when you are in your body. Because when you're in your body and you're setting that boundary, a lot of times you don't even have to say anything. People can just feel it. Have you ever been in a room with someone where you can tell that they just hold an energy that you wouldn't mess with them? Not in a scary way, but just in a way of like they hold a high level of energy and you wouldn't bring your bullshit to their doorstep. You can hold that energy too, but you have to be in your body and you have to be willing to face and feel what's there that has felt like too much for you to feel, too much for you to face, and too scary for you. So that's the last step, is after you do a breathwork session, you want to be able to bring that level of awareness into your regular life. And that's where you're going to start to see the biggest shift. So the last step is when you feel something, when you feel that area in your body of constriction, or when you have an emotion come up, stop, take 5 deep breaths. And if you have more time, breathe more and let the energy move and let yourself feel it. And then see what happens. So these are the first initial steps for you to start to integrate the breath work and get the results that you want. So I'd love to hear how this lands for you. Please leave a comment below, because I would love to hear how it's working for you, what's coming up. If you have questions, I'm happy to come in and answer them. And don't forget to do the breath work to release trauma from the body. And then you can put these two things together to create a really powerful practice for you to implement daily or a few days a week to really create the tangible results you've been looking for that maybe have been eluding you for a long time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment on your favorite video, and thank you so much for being here.